Hey there, how are you all doing? I'm doing terribly. You didn't ask, but I'm telling you anyway. And this movie made me feel even more terrible. So, if you couldn't already tell, I didn't like this movie and I wanna, I guess, talk about it, why I didn't like it. And this is just gonna be like a podcast type thing because I'm not gonna do any editing because fuck that shit. This movie is not really worth the time to edit. It's just absolutely awful as a Mortal Kombat movie. Dare I say the Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie is okay, it's not better, but at least that movie, I don't know, feels like it could work as a Mortal Kombat movie if you remove a couple of things. Now I haven't watched that movie in a long time, so I might just be talking out of my ass, but honestly I enjoyed that movie a lot more than I enjoyed this movie. And it's not because this movie doesn't feel like a Mortal Kombat movie, okay? It feels like a Mortal Kombat movie, definitely. Like the the action is really good, the blood, the fatalities are alright. It's just the fact that the characters they do the fatalities on, it's just bad. It doesn't make sense story wise why they would do that. And I'll get to it in due time, but I guess we'll start here on the first scene where Scorpion is with his family. And I'll say this: I like the opening. It's pretty good. I like the one in Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge a lot better because they're like he gets to talk with his son and then doesn't just say a few words. We get to hear like you get to see more of his interaction with his son, and you actually get like semi good reason for why Scorpion would call himself Scorpion later on. But here it's just, hey Hanzo, go get me buckets while I die at the hands of the Lin Kuei clan, which happens just few seconds after Hanzo goes and gets buckets. So lucky for them, Hanzo wasn't there. And even if he was, like he's in the animate, I mean, I guess that's because it's like animation. In Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, you get to see like Scorpion really fucking fight, and you know why he's scary because he's a really good fighter. But here he just kills like a couple of goons, and then he gets his ass kicked by Sub Zero, and he's not even Sub Zero yet. Well, I guess he is Sub Zero, but it's like the fight goes one direction so hard, where Scorpion just straight up loses to Sub Zero. And he dies like a bitch as well. Like he doesn't get his head ripped off. Sub-Zero doesn't even do his fatality on him. He just dies like a bitch. And it doesn't make sense to me why they would do this, but it's just like it's minor complaints. Scorpion. By the way, Scorpion that has the marking here, which like that's later on in the story. If you kill someone with the Mortal Kombat dragon on them, it transfers to you. But when Sub-Zero kills Scorpion here, who has the dragon marking, it doesn't transfer onto Sub-Zero. I don't understand why. I don't think it was explained. I can guarantee you it wasn't explained why the marking doesn't transfer here to Sub-Zero and it stays on Scorpion and then goes down. Like, not goes down. Like, it's on Scorpion and then it's on Cole Turner, which is like an ancestor of, well, not an ancestor. I guess Scorpion is Cole Turner's ancestor. And the marking is on Cole Turner for no reason. Because Scorpion died at the hands of Sub-Zero. Shouldn't the marking go on Scorpion? I guess I'll talk about the marking later. It just doesn't make sense. The whole marking thing, it doesn't make sense at all. I don't know why they went with it, honestly. At first I liked it, like the idea, but then it just doesn't make sense. So anyways, I'm not going to talk very much about the scene. I'm not gonna talk a lot about the scene because I actually like it. I like the whole opening segment of the movie. It's pretty good. The action is like incredible. One thing I want to say, which is really fucking funny, is Scorpion talks to Sub-Zero here. Like he talks to him in Japanese, and Sub-Zero doesn't understand Japanese. He's Chinese. So like even Scorpion acknowledges it. Like he says, like I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna threaten you. I'm gonna threaten you anyway. Or maybe Sub-Zero understands Japanese, I don't know. But Scorpion doesn't understand Chinese, so I don't even know why Sub-Zero would talk to Scorpion in Chinese. And if he understood Japanese, he can probably speak it. And if he can speak it, why didn't he speak Japanese to Scorpion? It's just like two people talking to each other in different languages that doesn't make sense. Like, it's just for the audience. That's pretty much like, these are pretty much my only complaints with the opening segment. It's pretty good. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I want to talk about, which is Raiden jumps in after Scorpion disappears. When he dies, you know, he just fucking disappears for some reason. Here, he just disappears, and then Raiden comes down. Like, motherfucker, why didn't you come down sooner and help Scorpion? If Scorpion is so important, and we later learn that Scorpion is actually important, or at least his bloodline is important, why the fuck didn't you come and help him? It doesn't make any sense at all. But anyways, that's the opening scene. It's alright. It's not too terrible. Yeah, one more important thing is that Raiden comes down from the heavens just to fucking take Scorpion's daughter, so that Scorpion's bloodline will live on in Cold Turner, which is just amazing. Nobody gives a fuck about Cold Turner. I don't give a fuck about Cold Turner. I don't know who likes Cold Turner after this movie, but you've got some serious issues to work through. This character is just bad. Anyways, we get to see, after the opening scene, we get to see Cold Turner do an MMA fight. One thing that it's actually really awkward is I thought this character is actually Cold Turner's sister. Turns out she's his daughter, and that's his wife or girlfriend, I don't know. So when he later on kisses this bitch and calls this bitch his daughter, I was like, what the fuck? I don't know, it's just like something I thought before the movie. It's not like an issue in the movie, it's just something that I thought. And it confused me a bit. Anyways, Cold Turner loses this fight because Cold Turner is trash. Like, that's actually something that's really important to keep in mind. That throughout the movie, we're told that Cold Turner is a really bad fighter, and we see him like lose. He was a good fighter. They established that he was a good fighter, but now he's just a very shitty fighter who fights for $200 on a 1 hour notice, and he loses this fight, and then loses pretty much every fight that he fights in until he fucking gets his armor, which it's important to keep in mind that it's only a fucking armor. It's nothing, like, it doesn't give him any skills or anything. But once he gets the armor, he starts beating up a champion that's 500 years old. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's later on. Anyways, after Cold Turner loses this fight, he meets up with Jax, who tells him about, well, he doesn't tell him anything actually, he just wanted to come and see that Cold Turner has the dragon marking, because he and Sonya Blade, Jax and Sonya Blade, are actually searching for fighters with the dragon marking, because they did research and they know there's a tournament where fighters with the dragon marking are invited, or whatever, who defend Earth. They basically learn about the Mortal Kombat tournament. It's not explained exactly how they learn about it, but they obviously did a shit ton of research about the tournament. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they do explain it. When Sonya Blade says that they found someone on a mission who has superhuman abilities, and that's how they learned about it. So I guess makes sense. And they did a lot of research, and now they're searching for people who have the dragon marking, because they are defenders of Earthrealm. I don't know how you get that from. Well, I guess she did research, so yeah. Eventually you'll find out. So that's fine. Anyways, Jax he doesn't explain shit yet. He explains it later. He just sees the dragon marking here. And then they go to eat, I don't know, ice cream. And then, actually they go to eat food. and ice cream. And then Sub-Zero comes in, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Now, it makes sense why Sub-Zero wants to kill him, because Sub-Zero wants to kill everybody with the dragon marking because they're defenders of Earthrealm, but it doesn't make sense how he does it. Like, you have to keep in mind that Sub-Zero is a ninja. Even in this movie, he's a fucking ninja. I don't understand how this is stealthy at all. Like, even if you can do it, right? Think about it. Even if you have these powers, you're a ninja. Even if you have these fucking powers, why the fuck would you do what Sub-Zero did here? He teleports in, he freezes the air, it starts to fucking snow, so Sub-Zero is really fucking powerful. He can literally create snow and freeze windows and everything, even though he's like miles away. Well, not miles away, I don't know, but he's really far away. He's some distance far away. That some distance is a long distance far away, yet he can freeze this entire place to the point where it starts to snow. And then he drops icicles, I guess, or ice stones down on them. This is so stupid. Like, this is the most inefficient way you can kill someone. The most inefficient. How about you just wait for them to get home, you know? Like, I don't know, follow them home and then kill them in their house. How about that? You know, where they can't escape, really. Or how about you get close to them and then kill them? But later on we actually learn that Sub-Zero is really fucking bad at killing people. Like, really bad. Unless they're like Hanzo's wife and daughter. And I'm not daughter. Well, I guess he is bad at killing Hanzo's family as well. But he's really fucking bad at it. Like, he's super bad at killing people. He can't kill anyone. So Jax was following Cole Turner and his family because he wants to... I don't get why he didn't just fucking tell Cole Turner about the marking and whatever. Like, I don't know why he doesn't just say it. Hey, you have this marking. I know you want to learn more about it. I know a lot more about it. Come with me. I don't know why he didn't say that before. Why he had to follow them and then save their asses. Anyway, so he saves them from the icicle shower, and they go. I don't know. They drive like really far. Like, they drive really really far, and then they turn a corner to an alley, and Sub-Zero is just there. Now, Sub-Zero doesn't have any teleporting abilities. Well, he does, I guess, but like, not really. He doesn't have an ability to teleport, but he just fucking shows up in an alley. He knows exactly where they're going, and he shows up right in front of them. I guess he is a ninja, so he has that ability to trace people. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It made me... like... It just made me laugh. The fact that Sub-Zero just turned up right in front of them. So what does Jax do exactly here after he spots Sub-Zero right in front of them? He doesn't think, hey, maybe I should run this guy over, or maybe I should go back the other way, or maybe I should pull my gun from my trunk and shoot him. No, he thinks the best option is to tell Cole Turner, hey, take the truck and go. Actually, I don't remember what he tells him, but he essentially just tells him to go take the take the truck and go. I'm not sure if he tells him about Sonya Blade. I guess he does tell him about Sonya Blade because he finds Sonya Blade later. So he does tell him about Sonya Blade. He tells him, hey, take my car and go. I'll deal with this. And how will he deal with this? Well, it's simple. He will take out his shotgun and then move really, really closely to Sub-Zero, instead of take the shotgun and shoot Sub-Zero from a distance instead of getting close. Because then as he's moving close to Sub-Zero just goes in this door. Like, before, like, he was here aiming at him, and then he went through that door as Jax got closer. So instead of Jax just shooting him from this distance, he waits for him to go inside of the building. It makes no sense. And why would he follow him? Like, I'm really wondering, why would Jax follow Sub-Zero? It doesn't make sense, because he could just take the car after Sub-Zero goes inside the building. He could just turn back, take the car, and then leave with Colt Turner. And even if Colt Turner just went away with the car, already left, he could just walk back and go away, because Sub-Zero went inside the building. Why would you follow him? It doesn't make sense that you would follow him, because he's obviously got superpowers and you have a fucking shotgun. It doesn't make any sense to me why Jax would follow him inside, but obviously he follows him inside so he can get his arms smashed. You can see Sub-Zero being awesome. But it doesn't make sense, so it just took me out of the experience. Instead, what they could have done is they could have had Sub-Zero freeze the car, I don't know, Sub-Zero just does something to the car that makes it stop. Maybe build a wall inside of, build a wall in front of them and build a wall behind them, a nice wall, so that he traps the car, and then they have to confront Sub-Zero. But nope, he's just standing there, and then Jax goes and confronts him, because Jax is really stupid in this movie, I guess. But that's actually like on par with everybody else. Everybody's intelligence in this movie is really fucking low. So Jax gets his arms blown out because obviously, Jax metal arms, that's what everybody knows about Jax. And then Colt Turner takes his family home, and then he goes to see Sonya Blade. But we'll get to that later. There's a scene with Shang Tsung and Mileena here. This is, I guess, supposed to be Outworld, and these are slaves working for Shao Kahn, I'd assume. And I was thinking, what the fuck are they doing? They're literally just collecting stones, like dirt stones. They're not collecting anything important. They're not building anything. They're not doing anything. They're just collecting stones. So what the fuck are they doing? Like, what is their job? Anyways, I just noticed this. His entire fucking guard is just females. Why? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, look at this shot. There's nothing to collect. Look at these people. They're just fucking sitting there doing God knows what. I have no idea what they're doing. There's nothing, like, they're not mining for anything. They're just sitting there. That's so stupid. Anyways, Mileena comes up to Shang Tsung and tells him, I don't even remember what she tells him. She just tells him that the tournament is gonna start, or like the champions are being gathered, and he tells her there won't be a tournament, which I fucking hated, because in a scene previous to this where he was talking with Sub-Zero, Shang Tsung was talking with Sub-Zero here, I thought this scene was really good, because Shang Tsung implies that there won't be a tournament, because he tells Sub-Zero, hey, just go kill these bastards, and Sub-Zero's like, oh, of course, I work for you, why not? And also it's not explained why Sub-Zero works for Shang Tsung. Who cares? But then Mileena talks to him, right? And he tells her, like, straight up, there won't be a tournament. When before he just implied it, which I thought was good, just to imply it. You don't need to tell us straight up, hey, there won't be a tournament. Here he just tells her, oh yeah, there won't be a tournament because I'm gonna kill them before the tournament starts. I thought that was stupid. Like, they could have just cut the scene out. There's no need. But I guess they needed to introduce Mileena, which is a really bad way to introduce her. And Mileena herself is also a bad character in this movie. First of all, she doesn't look like Mileena at all. Like, not even a bit. Remove the size, on her back, and then she doesn't look like Mileena. She just looks like a girl who's got bad makeup on. Where I don't see the pink. I don't see anything that resembles Mileena. But also, in terms of her personality, she doesn't actually feel like Mileena, because Mileena is a very playful character. She's become almost like a Harley Quinn type character in the Mortal Kombat universe, where she's very, very playful. But here she's very serious, and I don't know why they went this direction. It doesn't make any sense. And to have Mileena in a movie and not have Kitana also doesn't make sense, because like their relationship together is very very important to the story. It's very important to establish the relationship between Mileena and Kitana. But they don't do that. I don't know why. I don't like it. I don't like Mileena at all. I don't even like Shang Tsung. Honestly, he doesn't fight in this movie. Why? I don't fucking know. I guess they want to keep him for another movie, to make him a threat in another movie. But honestly, he's not threatening at all. He just talks, and he doesn't talk like Karitagawa. I don't want, like, I'm not saying have him just be the same old Shang Tsung from the old movie, but I don't know, give him something. He's not threatening at all. Like, he just isn't. He's goofy as fuck. Even later on, when he talks, he's just goofy as fuck. So I don't like Mileena, and I don't like Shang Tsung. Colt Turner goes to meet with Sonya Blade. She tells him about the tournament, all the things they collected, all the information they collected. And I like this scene because there are a lot of references. Like, we see Nightwolf, we see Kotal Khan. I don't remember who else, but yeah, there are references to Mortal Kombat. And then we see, I don't know if I can stop on it. Oh, here we go.
As Mortal Kombat.
We see Mortal Kombat written on a fucking wall. Like, what the fuck? Look at this. This is like Mayan Aztec shit writing. And then it's just Mortal with an L that's like to the left side, and then Combat with a K to the left side. It's just, why? It's so stupid and so forced. I don't get it. But anyways, she explains everything to him. Then they meet Kano. Well, he meets Kano. Kano is just sitting there this whole time. He didn't say shit. The guy who likes to talk a lot? He didn't say shit. He was just sitting there in the dark, chained up. He didn't move a muscle, and he didn't say shit throughout this whole thing until Sonya Blade finished talking. And then, they established that Kano and Sonya Blade have no history together, This is another one of those important relationships in Mortal Kombat between Kano and Sonya Blade. But in this movie, it's not a thing. In this movie, their relationship together is not a thing. He didn't kill her partner. He didn't do anything to her. She's not chasing him. She's not been chasing him this whole time, which is what leads her to the Mortal Kombat tournament. It's just she was going after some guy with a dragon marking, and then she found Kano instead, who killed him. So I don't know. Like, I don't know why they went this direction. It doesn't make sense. It's really bad. It's much worse than it is in the games. Well, in the games it's really great. It's just bad here. So Shang Tsung sent Reptile, which I really really fucking hated. I saw him in the trailer. Like, I knew this was gonna happen, but I really fucking hated it. I hoped they would have something interesting at least happen here, but like, maybe Reptile doesn't die. He just burns all of the research. And then, it's like a covert mission for Reptile. He just comes in, burns the research, and then goes away. Just save him for another movie or something, because you obviously don't have anything for him in this movie. But nope, instead, he shows up, he tries to fight 3-on-1, and then he fucking dies. By the way, he fights them while he's invisible, yet he fucking loses. How do you lose as a fucking ninja who's invisible, literally invisible, to 3, I don't know, human characters? Makes no sense to me. Reptile is just a bitch in this movie. By the way, Reptile is actually a really, 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 really old character. Like, he's as a Terran, and he's really fucking old, right? He's lived for at least 1,000 years, yet he just loses to 3 humans. I don't know if I assume if you lived for that fucking long, you can at least kill one of them, but nope. He just comes in a jobber and then dies. Comes in a jobber and leaves a jobber. So Oh yeah, by the way, he pushes Kano up, like he takes his chair and pushes up instead of, I don't know, breaking his neck or spitting acid on him. He doesn't do any of those things, but he just, throws Kano up. And Kano, by the way, has dragon marking, so Reptile wants to kill him, but he just doesn't kill him here. He just throws his chair up. There you go. By the way, I don't want Kano to die but later on he dies anyway, so who gives a fuck? I actually was rooting for Kano throughout this movie because he is Johnny Cage. Like, he takes his role. He takes Johnny Cage's role. He keeps cracking jokes, making fun of how characters are dressed, making fun of their abilities, making fun of pretty much everything. He's like the comic relief character. And he does it well. Like, the actor is pretty good. I liked Kano in this movie. So I was rooting for him throughout the entire movie, but I knew he was gonna die because, of course, like, their level of thinking of how characters should go and how they should progress is very predictable. Like, all the bad guys eventually just die. It doesn't make sense why they would kill all of them if they plan on making more movies, which I hope they don't. Honestly, I hope they don't make more movies. I don't hope for another reboot, but I hope they just, I don't know, I guess what I hope for. I hope for a better movie. But if they if they make more movies and they keep going with the same timeline, it's gonna be bad. Because all of the favorite characters are pretty much gone, dead and gone. But anyways, they kill Reptile because of course they do. And Reptile doesn't even look like Reptile, he's just a lizard. So, yep, there you go. Reptile dead. And then they decide to go to Raiden's temple. Kano leads them there because Kano was running guns from Raiden's temple. I don't know how he ran drugs from there, but he did. Now, Sonya Blade actually offers him $3 million. Well, she offers $2 million. He ups it up to $3 million to take them to the temple. But Sonya Blade doesn't have $3 million, and Kano acknowledges that. Like, he knows she doesn't have $2 million or $3 million, right? But he does it anyway. Like, he doesn't get paid up front or anything. He just does it. He believes that she will give him $3 million, even though he knows and he acknowledges and he says she doesn't have $3 million. He just, I don't know, agrees to it. And later on, he actually agrees to another deal without seeing the money. Like, he's a really bad mercenary. A terrible mercenary. He doesn't get paid up front at all. But anyways, he says he was going there anyway, so I guess that doesn't hurt to take people with you. So they wander through that, I don't know, semi-desert, and they find Liu Kang. Liu Kang is actually bad. I don't like him in this movie at all. The way he speaks, the way he acts, he just seems really, really terrible. He doesn't seem like a champion at all, or someone who could be a champion, or someone who trained for a really, really long time to be a champion. His posture is just awful. I don't like him at all. Anyways, he takes them to the temple, right? Explains to them everything. And by the way, when we get to the temple, let's see if I can pause it here. On this shot, I really, really like this because you see the Kami Dogus on the walls, which is awesome. I thought that was a good reference for the Kami Dogus. But then we see Shinnok's amulet. Literally the most powerful fucking artifact in the entire Mortal Kombat universe on display. Like, they just have it there. They just have it sitting there. Shinnok's amulet on display. The most powerful item in the entire fucking universe. The Mortal Kombat universe. They just have it, it's laying there. It's sitting there. And Kitana's fan is in the back. Why? I don't know. It's just another reference for no reason. And this is pretty much where the movie just goes downhill. It's when Raiden starts speaking, because he's not Raiden at all. Okay, he doesn't look like Raiden. except for the hat. He doesn't look like Raiden. He doesn't talk like Raiden. He's, I don't know, he's like a mixture of Christopher Lambert Raiden and the game's Raiden, which doesn't work at all because he tries to be sarcastic, but none of his jokes land at all. And he tries to be serious sometimes, and it just comes off as funny. So he's just a bad. I don't like him at all. And then Sub-Zero comes. Well, actually, not Sub-Zero. Everybody comes here. It's Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, and Mileena. Pretty much the whole gang is here. The whole gang that we know of so far is here, and they explain, like, not explain. Raiden tells him he can't like engage in Mortal Kombat before the tournament starts, and Shang Tsung acknowledges that. He says, "Yeah, I can't engage in Mortal Kombat or in fighting before the tournament starts, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna kill you anyway." Like, what? He doesn't give a fuck about the rules. And Raiden doesn't do anything about this except for create a barrier. What? It's so stupid. I just don't understand how Shang Tsung, like, it's not even a loophole because he doesn't do anything smart. He doesn't create a loophole or anything that, like, he doesn't find, I mean, a loophole or anything where he's allowed to actually engage with the Mortal Kombat fighters before, I mean, Earthrealm's champions fighters before the tournament starts, but he just does it. He just comes in and he wants to kill all of them. I thought sending Sub-Zero was the whole point, you know? He's just a ninja who works for hire, so you can send him to kill the other champions without you being like really involved in the eyes of the elder gods. So that's like the loophole here, is you send Sub-Zero to kill the Mortal Kombat champions and you're good because you're not really breaking the rules. But nope. He just comes in himself. He comes in here and he tells him, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill your champions." It just blew my mind how stupid this was. But yeah, this is pretty much where the movie started to go downhill. And then we get to see. By the way, they explained like there's not a whole lot of time before the tournament starts. Like, the tournament is starting soon. There isn't a whole lot of. There's like less than 100 days before the tournament starts. And they want to train these people now. These people had the dragon marking for fucking ever. Especially Cole Turner. He had this dragon marking since birth. And they didn't think, oh, I don't know, maybe we should fucking grab this guy when he was still little and then come get him over here and train him because he's obviously one of the chosen ones. I don't know about the others because maybe the marking shows up later on in their lives, but this guy had it from birth, Cole Turner, and he only now was like involved in the Mortal Kombat training 100 days before the tournament. Why? Why would they do this? Especially, it doesn't make sense because later on, we learn that Raiden can actually teleport wherever the fuck he wants. He can teleport whoever he wants, but he doesn't do it. Doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, so they get their ass kicked. Kano and Cole Turner. And Liu Kang explains that he wasn't actually a chosen one. You know, he killed someone who was the chosen one, like a chosen fighter for Earthrealm. And that's how he got his dragon marking and superpowers. It's stupid because in the games he's born with, or I guess in the games all of them are born with their abilities, but or some of them like gained it. It has nothing to do with the marking, but Liu Kang gets his powers from the marking by killing some lowlife. Jax wakes up and he's got, by the way, the fucking monks gave him the metal arms. The fucking monks gave him metal arms who live inside of a fucking mountain. These people live inside of a mountain, alright? They don't have any lights, like electric lights, right? They still heal fucking wounds with pins and fire. And they were able to fucking give Jax metal fucking arms that react to his thought. They must have pulled some fucking magic on him. I don't know how the fuck this happened. And then, what's even worse is Jax's marking gives him metal arms anyway. So it made me wonder, if Jax didn't get his arms ripped off, right? If he didn't get his arms ripped off, and then his Kiwaga or Kirago or whatever the fuck it's called kicked in, would his arms just fall off and he'd get metal arms anyway? Like, what's the point of ripping off Jax's arms if his special ability is to get metal arms? Why bother then just having that scene with Sub-Zero, who, by the way, another character he couldn't kill. He's very inefficient at killing people, Sub-Zero is. Why have Sub-Zero rip off his arms if he was gonna get metal arms anyway? It doesn't make sense. In the games, he gets his arms chopped off, and then the special forces give him metal arms that he designed himself, because he's actually not just, a fighter. He's actually a very smart character in the games who can build tech and shit. So it makes a lot more sense in the games. And here it's just whatever. The MacGuffin gives him the abilities. So yeah, Sonya Blade, by the way, doesn't have any the dragon marking, which I thought was really fucking good, because like she's a great fighter in the games, and like I thought that's what they were going for. She's just a great fighter. She doesn't need special abilities, which she doesn't have. She doesn't have any special abilities. So I thought that's what they were going for. Like she's trained her entire life, and she's a great fighter because she trained. She like worked really hard to be a great fighter, and she is, and she will like prove her worth, because none of the actual like her friends, quote unquote, think that she's good. They think she's a liability. So that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like she was gonna prove her worth without like special abilities. But later on, she fucking kills Mileena and get her she kills Kano and gets his dragon marking, and then that's how she gains her abilities. The ring ability, the onion ring ability, which is actually in the games a fucking not an ability. It's just a gadget she has. So I don't know. Now it's not a gadget. Now it's actual ability. An actual ability. I don't like it at all. It's bad. It was good. Like I liked her at first, but then I don't know. When she got the dragon marking, she became like her worth went down when she got the dragon marking, because then like her story stopped like making sense, because now she's just like them. Instead of being a different character, now she's just like them. So instead of being unique, basically, no, she's just like them. She's got dragon marking, she's got special abilities, she's a chosen one. It's bad. Anyways, they have dinner together, then they start making fun of Kano, calling him a dog and calling him, like, throwing really, really bad jokes at him, and he gets angry. Even though he's like, in terms of wits, he's like 100 times better. Like he can have really, really funny comebacks, and they just call him dog and a bad fighter. Yet he gets angry. Even though he's funnier, he's smarter than them, he gets angry. It just was super bad, because he delivers lines a lot better than they do. And he was a lot funnier than both of them, Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Yet he got angry, which activates his Kiragu, or I don't even know what the fuck it's called anymore. And he gets the laser eyes. Yep, the laser eyes, the tech he had on his eye, You know, he lost his eye and got his eye replaced with actual high-tech shit. Nope, that's actually just an ability he's got now. Yep. Why have nuance? Just give everybody a dragon marking and then have them gain abilities. Anyways, so Liu Kang is... I found this funny, if I can go back to it. Liu Kang is just sitting on a fucking pole. Like, it's up his ass. He's sitting on a pole and it's up his ass. And apparently he's really comfortable with that. Well, I guess it's not like pokey. It's flat. So maybe, I guess it just looks funny how he's sitting on it and these are behind him. I don't know. Makes me think he's got some weird fetishes. Anyway, so Raiden tells Cole Turner about his lineage. He tells him he's a very shitty fighter and he should probably just leave because he's a liability as well. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it's not, because this doesn't show that Cole Turner is bad. It shows that Raiden is bad. It shows that Raiden is a liability, because Raiden knew about all of this for fucking years, or centuries, not even centuries, thousands of years, right? He knew about the markings and all of that shit. And he knew about Cole Turner since the day he was fucking born. So he knew who Cole Turner's ancestor was. He knew that Cole Turner will eventually be an Earthrealm fighter. And instead of getting him when he was younger and training him and helping him understand his abilities, he just leaves him to live his life and become a failed MMA fighter. And then 100 days before, or less than 100 days before the tournament, he brings him in and tells him about this shit. You know? Instead of telling him before, when he could have actually used this information and helped him. Raiden is just a fucking buffoon in this movie. Fucking moron. Anyways, Natara comes in. Now this shit right here, okay? This scene alone, from start to fucking finish, I hated. Because we get introduced to Raiko, which, by the way, I fucking hate the way he looks. I hate the way he acts, because Raiko is supposed to actually be a very intelligent general. Like, he is supposed to be intelligent. But this guy does not look intelligent and is not intelligent. It's not just about the looks. It's about him not being intelligent at all. Why? I don't know why they made Raiko this way, and he doesn't even look like Raiko. Like, when I first saw this guy, I just thought he was some dude. But nope, that's Raiko, and he's got I wanted to say Shao Kahn's hammer, but it's a mullet. Just a random fucking hammer that he's got. He's really bad. And this movie doesn't do anything. I don't even think he says anything. He's just a brute. And then we get introduced to Naitara, which I actually really liked it when I heard they were gonna introduce Naitara in this movie, because I think she's a very, 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 very interesting character with a lot of potential. But first of all, she doesn't look like Naitara at all. Like, if you remove the wings, it's not Naitara. Where's the fucking eye patch? Huh? Where the fuck is the eye patch? Why is she so fucking skinny? Like, Naitara is kinda buff a bit. Not very much, but this bitch. And then she's got like some weird fucking fascination with Shang Tsung. He just calls her his beauty or whatever. And it's so fucking creepy because... Dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm asking myself, like, she's a vampire. I don't know. It just felt wrong to me to have Shang Tsung like call her like beautiful or beauty, or I don't even remember what he said, but he does it twice. He calls her something to that effect twice. And then the entire time he's talking, she's just, yep, she's just looking at the back of his head because I guess the back of his head is really sexy. I don't know. But one good thing about this is actually Cabal was really good. Like he's a combination of, well, not a combination actually. He's just Mortal Kombat 11 Cabal, and actually not as annoying as Mortal Kombat 11 Cabal, but they took the sarcastic aspect of Mortal Kombat 11 Cabal. He cracks jokes and he's very funny. I thought he was interesting. I wish they gave him more, but nope. We have to leave we have to leave the runtime for uninteresting characters like Cole Turner. Anyways, he tells them about Kano being a fucking traitor, and he goes and makes a deal with him. Boring stuff, except for the dialogue between them. Again, I really liked. Every time Cabal spoke, I found it very interesting. I wish they gave him more screen time, but nope, they didn't. And obviously Kano I really loved. I loved Kano throughout the movie. Like until he died, until the moment he died, I loved him. It was great. And then Kano just disables the barrier, the magic barrier, which I want you to keep in mind. This barrier Raiden created to protect the Earthrealm fighters. And this barrier is somehow connected to his staff, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? Let's imagine that the barrier is connected to the staff because he used the staff to create the barrier, right? Not his superpowers, he just used the staff to create the barrier. He leaves the fucking staff in his room unguarded, right? There are no guards, nobody's guarding it, nobody's looking after it. He just leaves it in his room, in his chamber, unguarded. And Kano knows this. He goes and he destroys the staff, right? Which brings down the barrier. And throughout this whole thing, Raiden is nowhere to be found. Like, where the fuck is he? He's nowhere to be found. I don't know what he's got, like, if he's got something better to do, but it's never told what that something that's better to do is. He's just gone conveniently. Whenever he doesn't need to be there just to say dumb shit, he's gone. Anyways, so Goro, Goro, the 500-year-old champion. This dude right here. He's the champion of Mortal Kombat. Currently the champion of Mortal Kombat. He's been the champion of Mortal Kombat for 9 straight years, right? Not 9 straight years, 9 straight tournaments, which is a shit ton of time because between each tournament there is 25 years at the very least. 25 years between each tournament, maybe 50 years. Who fucking knows exactly? They keep changing it from 25 to 50 years, but let's say 25 years between each tournament. So this guy has been the champion for what, like 200 years, if not more. Keep that in mind, because he gets fucking beaten by a failed MMA fighter. He gets defeated by a failed MMA fighter. Goro, Prince fucking Goro. He gets beaten by a failed MMA fighter. What a fucking shame. This threatening menace, this character who I guess was supposed to be a threatening character, becomes a jobber and dies to a failed MMA fighter. A failed MMA fighter. A guy who can't beat normal humans beats Goro. A warrior, a champion who's been alive for 500 years. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. And he doesn't even do it like in a clever way. He doesn't fight. You know how Johnny Cage in the first movie defeated Goro? By being clever, because he couldn't take him on in a straight fight. Because obviously you can't take this motherfucker on in a like a 1-to-1 fair fight. Because it's never gonna be fair. He's got 4 fucking arms. Instead of doing something clever to beat him, nope. He's just that good. He can beat Goro, but he can't beat a normal human being. He can beat Goro, but he can't beat Kung Lao or Liu Kang. My god. This was so stupid. I fucking hated it. And I knew, and from the moment that Goro showed up here, I knew he was gonna die here. And it's such a shame. But at least I thought like they were gonna do something clever, like maybe, I don't know, get him inside the house and then fucking set the house on fire, kill him with an explosion. I don't know, do something clever. Nope, he's just a great fighter. And keep in mind, his special abilities, he just gets armor, cold armor. Like that's his special ability, is armor, nothing more. He doesn't have any like, I don't know. He doesn't become faster. He doesn't become stronger. He just gets armor and like two weapons. Yet he beats Goro, but he couldn't beat a normal human being. Anyways, while all of that is happening, all of that dumb shit, the heroes are also getting their ass kicked inside of the tournament, inside of the temple, right? Mileena here is about to. She actually like speaks and she moves around and does things, but none of it feels like Mileena. She doesn't talk. She's very serious for no fucking reason because Mileena is supposed to be playful, but she's a very serious character. I don't know why. And she decides not to kill Sonya Blade because she doesn't have the marking. Like she's got the Sonya Blade down on the ground and she's about to deliver the fatal strike, but she doesn't kill her because she's not worth her. What? I don't even know what she says. She says something about not worth her time or whatever. But like she's clearly with the good guys, with the human like Earthrealm champions, Earthrealm defenders who you wanna take out. So why not take her out? You've already got her on the ground. It's not like you're gonna fucking put any effort into it. You put more effort into teleporting away than actually killing Sonya Blade. Why doesn't she kill her? Obviously we know why, because plot armor, but her reasoning is just beyond me. But like I said, the intelligence level of the characters in this movie is like low. So low it hits the fucking ground. Anyways. So yeah, Kano instead beats up on Sonya Blade and she gets thrown in here with Jax. And by the way, Jax was fighting Raiko. It was a stupid fight, very quick. Like he just hits him with his hammer and he's thrown out there. I think he hits him with his hammer. At this point I stopped paying attention to the movie. Let's see this. Maybe he doesn't hit him with his hammer. Actually, I don't know why I care about this. Who gives a fuck? Jax gets thrown there and Sonya Blade gets thrown there, which is important because Sonya Blade gets trapped there, and that's how Jax gets his powers. How he wakes up his Komoto or Koroto or whatever the fuck it's called. But anyways, during this time, obviously, Kabal is fighting Liu Kang. I think it's stupid because Kabal is actually a very powerful character. He's a fucking speedster. He's really fucking quick. So I don't know why he doesn't just use his super speed to kill Liu Kang very quickly, by speeding over to him and then sticking his fucking hooks inside of him. Instead, he decides to somewhat use his speed. Sometimes use his speed, sometimes not use his speed, sometimes use it, sometimes not use it, and then later on, he actually has he has a chance to kill Liu Kang, but he doesn't do it. He just shit talks him. Anyways, Nitara shows up here as well, and Kung Lao does, I don't know, meditating, while Nitara just comes up from behind him. He jumps on top of her and then he kills her. And he says flawless victory. The whole thing was just so he can say flawless victory. She didn't even touch him. I guess this is the only time it's appropriate to say flawless victory because she actually didn't hit him once. But it was stupid. Anyways, so Goro dies here, unfortunately. Jax gets his special abilities because Sonya Blade is trapped, obviously. That wakes up his superpowers, getting metal arms, I wonder what would have happened in this case. Like, right here, I wonder what would have happened if the same scenario existed where they got defeated and thrown down here and Sonya Blade was trapped and he still had his arms. Sub-Zero didn't blow off his arms. He still had his arms. Like if his dragon thing woke up, like his Kuroto or Komoto or whatever woke up, would his arms just fall off and he would gain metal arms anyway? Would that have happened, or would he gain like armor over his arms like Cole Turner? Like either way, well, not either way actually. If he would just gain metal arms over metal thingies over his arms like Cole Turner, then his special power is like Cole Turner, right? So if Cole Turner now gets his arm chopped off and then he activates his power, will he get metal arms? I don't know. It's just stupid. Anyways, Cole Turner comes in here. Keep in mind that he still didn't have any like training, but he actually starts losing fights now. Well, no, he actually doesn't. He fights Mileena later on, and he kind of beats her. Anyways, Kung Lao gets his soul sucked. Why? I don't know. Why kill Kung Lao now? Doesn't make sense. And Raiden didn't help him at all here. He could have helped him. He didn't help him. You know, because Raiden can teleport anywhere he wants. But he chooses not to help him. But I want to skip over all of that because it's just bullshit. Bullshit shit. Anyways, they are transferred to the Void, like a place between Raiden's, I think he says between my realm and yours or something. But they actually come up with a plan here. Cole Turner comes up with a plan, obviously. He's the protagonist. He tells Raiden, can you teleport anyone? And Raiden says, yes, of course, I can teleport anyone, anywhere. And he says, alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teleport Jax with Raiko. We're gonna teleport Sonya Blade with Kano. We're gonna teleport me and Liu Kang with Kabal and Mileena. That's his clever plan, you know. He wants to fight them like when they're separated. Even though that wasn't the issue at all. Like it's not like they were gangbanging on one person. They were fighting them separately already. So his plan is to do what they've been doing already, and they haven't been doing very well fighting them separately. But that's what he wants to do. While I was thinking, throughout all of this, I was thinking, hey, Raiden, you can teleport anyone anywhere, right? Why not teleport, say, Mileena, right, to the Void right here, so we can all fuck her, right? 5-on-1. What? They're 5? I don't know if they're 5. Sonya Blade, Kano's not with them. So Sonya Blade, Cole Turner, Liu Kang, Jax, right? 4 characters. Hey, Raiden, how about you teleport Mileena over here so we can fuck her up, and then you teleport Kabal over here so we can fuck him up, and then you teleport, who else? You teleport, I fucking forgot the bad guys. You teleport Kano over here so we can fuck him up. You teleport Raiko over here so we can fuck him up. Obviously, separately, you know, you just teleport one of them over here and we kill them. Then after we're done killing them, you teleport another one over here, and then we kill them. And then like, why not do that instead of just teleporting separately, having one-on-one fights separately? It's such a dumb plan, and it breaks the whole story once you realize that Raiden can teleport anyone he wants, everywhere he wants. It just doesn't make any sense. I zoned out after this scene right here. I completely zoned out to the point where I don't even fucking remember what happened after this. So Jax fights Raiko, yeah, and then Sonya Blade fights Kano. Obviously, this fight was actually good, if I'm remembering correctly. It was alright, you know. She did some clever shit while fighting Kano because he's got laser eyes, obviously. So I thumbs up for that. I like that they had to, like, they did something interesting where they had to not just straight up fight him, you know. She had to do some covert shit, you know, guerrilla tactics. It was interesting. I liked this fight. The Jax Raiko one I didn't like at all. It's just Raiko went down like a bitch. And then the Cabal and Liu Kang one, also bad because, dude, Cabal is a fucking moron. Like, oh my god, he's got super fucking speed. Super speed. And he doesn't think to use it in a clever way. You don't even need to use it in a clever way. Just fucking do your super speed. By the way, I think he does. Oh no, that's Mileena later on. Anyways, instead of like using super speed and going up behind him and impaling him with your hook swords, or using super speed to throw your hook sword at him or something, nope, he just fights him in regular human speed. Look at this shit. He's fighting him in regular human speed. Why? Why would you do that? Anyways, who gives a fuck? But yeah, here actually, this scene right here, where Mileena fights Cold Turner. Let's see if I can get it right. Okay, yeah. She teleports behind him, right? Look at this shit. She teleports behind him and then just goes in front of him. Like, she teleports from behind and then goes in front. What's the fucking point of teleporting behind him? Like, seriously, what the fuck was that? She jumped, teleported behind him, and then went in front of him. Anyways, why teleport? Why not just jump on him like you were jumping on him anyway, since you're gonna end at the same point? That was really stupid. Anyways, so Sub-Zero. Oh, by the by, Sub-Zero goes to his family's home, to Cold Turner's family's home, right? He doesn't kill them. He doesn't... I don't know. Like, why the fuck did he go there if not to kill them? He just takes them to the MMA cage, like where Cold Turner fights, and he freezes them on the cage. He doesn't kill them, he just sticks them on the cage. Why? What's the point? Why not use them as like a hostage? Or why would you even use them as a hostage? Just use them as a bargaining chip. Hey, Cold Turner, if you don't come to our Outworld alone, right, you don't give yourself up, we will kill your family. Or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was the point, honestly, of Sub-Zero showing up here if he's not gonna kill these people. And it's even more interesting because Sub-Zero knows at this point that these people are related to Scorpion. Like her daughter is actually like in Scorpion's lineage, in Hanzo Hasashi's lineage, which he apparently hates so much. So instead of killing his daughter, instead of killing Cold Turner's daughter, which is part of Hanzo Hasashi's lineage, nope, he just takes her and just lightly freezes her on the wall. Sub-Zero's horrible in this movie. He's very inefficient at killing people, like super inefficient at killing people. And he actually says like once he kills Cold Turner, his Scorpion's lineage will end, while Cold Turner's daughter is alive. So he clearly knows that's a fucking lie, but he says it anyway. I don't know why. Anyway, so Scorpion shows up, at the end of the fucking movie. Like this whole runtime we had no Scorpion. He just shows up now at the end of the fucking movie. Why? I don't know. He might as well have not shown up, since Cold Turner can kill Goro. Why the fuck can't he kill Sub-Zero? It doesn't make sense. Anyways, he comes up, beats up Sub-Zero with the help of Cold Turner. Duh, obviously. They team up to fuck Sub-Zero up, and all the while the dialogue is fucking cringy. Scorpion says for the Shirai Ryu. Okay, the same clan who doesn't even fucking exist anymore. For thousands of years it didn't exist. And Scorpion is now called Scorpion. We don't know why he calls himself Scorpion, why he's dressed up like this, why he's wearing a mask like this, why he's wearing this outfit. We don't know anything. Like, it's not explained to us why. It's not explained how he survives in the Nether Realm. It's not explained how he returns from the Nether Realm. He just says that Cold Turner freed him. How did he free him? I have no fucking idea, Quan Chi is apparently not involved at all. It was actually Sub-Zero who killed Scorpion's family this time. Quan Chi is not involved. And Scorpion fights with Sub-Zero. He defeats Sub-Zero, obviously. Duh. And he uses his Toasty fatality to kill Sub-Zero, which, when he removed his mask, I knew that's what he was gonna do, and I was like super excited for it because I wanted to see his entire skull turn, his entire face, turn into a skull. But nope, it's just his fucking mouth and nose that turn into a skull. Why? I have no fucking idea. Because they wanted to just like put their mark on the series, I guess, change as much as possible. And that's been like pretty much the whole theme of the movie, I felt, is they wanted to change as much as they fucking possibly can about the characters' histories, characters' stories, the way they're designed, the way they play in the story. They wanted to change everything. So saying this movie was for the fans is a fucking lie. Okay? It's some dude's fucking vision of Mortal Kombat that's actually terrible. And by the way, it takes some skill to beat awful. In Mortal Kombat, like the game's story is awful, and it takes some skill to beat that, and they beat it. I'd rather watch Mortal Kombat 11's story mode again, alright, than this dumb shit. Cause at least that, like, okay, while the story mode of Mortal Kombat in the games is actually bad, you can tell that there is some level of love for the characters in their history. They change some stuff, they retcon some stuff, but usually the characters, at least the important ones, remain like consistently good throughout the story. Especially Scorpion and Sub-Zero in the story modes, they're always playing a good part in the story, a decent part. Especially in Mortal Kombat 11, they played a very good part. I really liked Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But in this movie, like, I love Mortal Kombat and I want more Mortal Kombat movie, but keep this in mind. This is not Mortal Kombat. This is just some dude's idea of a story where Mortal Kombat characters exist. These stories, if you've noticed, they're all changed. All of the characters' stories are changed. Except for, I guess, Scorpion's story. And even Scorpion's story is changed because it's actually Bihan that kills his family, not Quan Chi in this movie. So that fucking just, like, the relationship destroys a lot of the relationships between the characters. And, yep. No Johnny Cage. Although at the end we learn that that's what's gonna be like in a future movie, in a sequel, is Johnny Cage. But where is he gonna fit in now? I don't know. Who fucking knows? Sonya Blade's story is changed. Jax's story is changed. Everybody's story, like, just notice how everybody's stories are different and it's on purpose. It's not like, oh, we had to change the story because of this or that. No, they're different on purpose because the reason is the same exact reason that they have Cole Turner in this movie. This movie was given to someone to make it, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my mark on this series. I'm gonna make so many fucking changes that it stops being the same series. The only thing that ties it is the name of the characters, the name of the tournament, and the fucking gore. That's literally the only thing that ties it to Mortal Kombat. Everything else is not Mortal Kombat. Absolutely not even close to being Mortal Kombat. The action is pretty good, alright, the fighting and all of that, but the ties to Mortal Kombat are very, very fucking thin. This is what I'm trying to say. And I don't like it. The reason I don't like this movie is because, again, they're trying to do like their best to just change everything up, to retcon everything. Well, not retcon, this is the first movie, but to change everything up from the franchise, from the Mortal Kombat franchise, as much as they fucking possibly can. Change everything, change all the character stories, come up with our like own twist on the characters, and honestly, I think they've failed horribly because this movie was bad. Aside from the action and gore, it's just bad. And the characters they killed, like they did fatalities on, that's something I was worried about. Like they were gonna do a lot of fatalities, They said they were gonna do a lot of fatalities, and I was worried they were gonna do it on important characters like Sub-Zero. Although this is Bihan, so he's supposed to die anyway. But why kill Goro? Why kill Mileena? Why kill Cabal? Why kill Kano? Like, all of these characters are really fucking important and can be used in so many different ways. Why kill them? It doesn't make sense to kill them. But anyways, Sub-Zero gets defeated. Good guys win. Yay. Raiden shows up, as always, at the fucking end because he's a useless character. And look at this shit. Sub-Zero didn't fucking kill his family. Look at this lovely shit. They're just cold. You know, he froze them to the fucking wall. They're just fine, you know. It's okay. Their hearts didn't stop beating or anything. Raiden shows up at the end again. He's useless, so he always shows up at the end. Then Shang Tsung comes through, talks to Raiden, tells him no matter how many people he kills, no matter how many of his people he kills, there will always be more. And next time he's gonna come with an army, which made me wonder, what the fuck happened to the tournament? What do you mean I'm gonna come with a fucking army? You can't invade. You didn't even fight in a tournament yet. There's still a tournament you didn't fight in. What do you mean I'm gonna come with a fucking army? You can't even get the army to Earth because it's protected. Well, quote unquote protected, because apparently they can do whatever the fuck they want here. Anyways, so Raiden just sends him away, tells him to go away, and we learn that they're actually gonna search for more fighters, and one of the fighters they're gonna search for is Johnny Cage, you know? There you go. Up. Oh my god, can I just... Okay, there you go. One of the fighters they're gonna search for is Johnny Cage, who exists in this universe, yet has not been chosen. You know, Johnny Cage, the most loved fucking character in the entire Mortal Kombat franchise, he's not in this movie. He's not chosen, you know, he's not worthy. He's not. By the way, how the fuck is Johnny Cage gonna get his super abilities? You know, his special abilities, glowing green. How the fuck is he gonna get that if he wasn't chosen? And if he was chosen, why the fuck wasn't he in this movie? So many fucking questions. Another question about the fucking, like, the dragon marking really fucking just creates a shit ton of loopholes and breaks the story in so many ways. Like, if I kill someone with the dragon marking, I get his dragon marking, right? Does that mean I get his special abilities? Like, does the marking itself have the special abilities where if you kill someone who has a marking that gives laser eyes and I kill him, I get laser eyes? Obviously not, because Sonya kills Kano, who has the dragon marking and laser eyes, but she gets hand lasers, you know, the rings. And then, by the way, she kills what the fuck is her name? She kills Mileena. But I don't know if Mileena has a dragon marking. But my question is, if I kill someone with a dragon marking, I get a dragon marking as well. But what if I kill two people with a dragon marking? Do I get two dragon markings? Do I get two special abilities? Or is it just one? And no matter how much more people with dragon markings I kill, I still get just one. I don't know. They don't answer these questions, obviously, because this whole dragon marking thing is just there to give characters a reason to be in the tournament and to give them special abilities, instead of just, I don't know, doing what the games have been doing and giving an actual reason why at least most of these characters have special abilities. Like Kano's laser eyes come from the fact that he's got high-tech eye lasers. You know, Sonya Blade has high-tech hand gauntlets. Jax built his own fucking arms. Instead of giving reasons, nope, just give them dragon markings and they gain special abilities with these dragon markings. I don't know. These are just my thoughts. Well, it's more like a rant, an hour-long rant about the movie. It's bad. I didn't like it. I hope I never fucking see more of this. If they're gonna make another Mortal Kombat movie, just make a fucking animated series, or just continue the Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. Or you know what? Even scrap that, because in Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, they killed so many important characters for no reason at all. So just fucking write a story in the Mortal Kombat universe, and there doesn't have to be fucking fatalities in it, because fatalities are just a fucking gameplay thing. Don't have it in the story. When you have it in the story, like, at least, okay, at the very fucking least, even the really shitty writers in the Mortal Kombat games, the really fucking dumb writers that have been writing Mortal Kombat 9, X, and 11, they realized, hey, I think we should fucking just keep fatalities to a minimum, or at least just forget about them, just keep them into gameplay. Because if we just start killing important fucking characters, we're not gonna be able to write a good story. I mean, they didn't write a good story anyway, but at least they got one thing right there, and they just forgot about the fatalities in the story mode. Because you should, okay, you should forget about them in the story mode. And if you want to kill characters, why not kill jobbers? Just introduce characters who are not important to the story, who are maybe like goons or something, not actual characters who people really fucking like fan favorites like Kabal and Mileena and all of these characters, and kill them. Introduce other characters who are not that important, jobbers, and then do fatalities on those characters. Anyways, these have been my thoughts on this movie. I don't like it, and I guess leave your thoughts on whether you like the movie or not, and if you didn't like it, why didn't you like it, and if you liked it, I have no idea why you would like it, but if you liked it, just tell me, I guess, why you liked it.